Hey, how to survive a real estate market crash for agents. So this is number 2 in the series, 10 ways we found listings and buyers. So the last real estate downturn in my market was absolutely crushing. Not only did I survive it, but my business went up by tenfold. This is about what we did and what worked for us during that last downturn. And it was only a couple of years ago. So let's dive into it. 10 ways we found listings and buyers, and here we go. So in this one, we're talking about 10 ways we found listings and buyers during the downturn. The downturn was only a couple of years ago for us. So first of all, increasing your business through education. Who are you getting coached by? Where are you getting your information from? Is it just people that you find all over YouTube? Have you checked these guys out? There's so many posers out there that are like, I'm a top producer, I've done this, I've done that, and they're not. They haven't done jack shit. And I'm trying to be nice. It's you know what, honestly, it's super annoying to those of us who have actually done the work, grinding it out for years, made the mistake, spent the money and almost went bankrupt. And then when the chips were down, we somehow kept moving forward, until we finally found success. I'm not saying this is everybody. There's some fantastic coaches out there that have never sold property. They're just good coaches because they studied it, they figured out what works, and they continue to educate themselves on what works, what techniques, what technology works, and basically how things are changing in the industry. I'm just warning you, there's a lot of bad information out there, and you need to know who you're dealing with before you waste hours trying to learn stuff from the wrong sources. Here's 2 things right now I can tell you. You don't need to cold call unless you choose to cold call. And you don't need to do lead generation online and spend a ton of money on it unless you choose to do it. I'm not saying that those 2 methods don't work. They do, but the amount of work it takes to get to the gold is overwhelming in a hot market, let alone a cold market. It's like 2 or 3, maybe 5 times as much work. So there are at least 10 or 15 methods that you can develop to have a constant barrage of leads, and several of those methods are going to have no cost to them, just time. So some are going to have quicker success, some are going to take longer, but will pay off bigger and be more consistent. And sometimes you're going to find a method that's going to have a really great closing rate. You can't do it all. Keep this in mind. You have to pick a couple, maybe 3, and master them. Okay, so don't be that agent out there that's just trying to do everything and be something to everybody. It's just the quickest way to failure. So here are the things we were and are doing that directly gave us listings and leads, of course, and made us money, helped our business explode, and recession-proof during a recession. So number 1. One of the big things is we partnered with seniors communities. And this isn't something I did. It's something that my business partner created. So he went out, he discovered just by chance that seniors communities, they have obviously people running them. It's a company running them, and they need somebody to refer listings to. Not kidding you. You're not going to get tons out of them, but it depends, of course, on the size of the senior community. So you need to put a presentation together. We can help you with that, and you can just get a hold of us, and we'll send you a video or point you to the video on YouTube on how to do seniors communities, or just talk to us directly. Probably one of the best ideas. So number 2, call rentals, private rentals. So yes, this is a thing, and yes, it works. We have brand new agents. We set them up with a list of rental properties, people that are, looking for renters. These are private ones. Don't look for apartments or big companies. Those guys aren't, unless that's what you're doing, you're listing multifamily, like entire apartment buildings. This is just calling guys that have 1 or 2 or 3 at a time. And especially when the market's starting to crater, these guys are thinking, oh, is this the top of the market. Should I get rid of it? They're getting freaked out. But even in a good market, they're still thinking that they should sell. So this is always in the back of the mind of an investor. I'm an investor. It runs in my mind as well. So calling rentals, we got a fantastic script for that. You can text or call me, and we'll get that out to you. Call your sphere of your sphere, not your spear. Do not spear them. Sphere of influence. So these are all the people that you are surrounded by, starting with the warmest people, family and friends, and then going out from there, Facebook, social media friends, and that kind of thing. So you definitely want to get that list and make that list deep. It's got to be 100 minimum. And then you're going to call each one of these people, and then you're going to ask them if they know anybody that is looking to buy or sell in the market. And you're not going to ask them if they're thinking about it. And then just ask them, if the answer is no, they haven't heard about anybody, then just say, hey, is it cool if I stay in touch with you from time to time? What is your best email? Okay. So number 4, we ramped up our social media. So this one's going to be a little bit more passive, but you definitely want to be posting something every day. Make it 50% business and 50%, just family stuff. Kids and whatever you're doing on your weekends or your days off. This is really important, okay, that because it keeps you top of mind with people, but also keep in mind it's gone after 24 or 48 hours. Don't be the guy posting constantly, I'm an agent, and I'm an agent, call me. Nobody wants to do that. It's just boring. So make it interesting. Take pictures of people that you just recently did deals with, obviously with their thumbs up, with their okay. Take pictures with them. Another happy client. Super happy to have worked with you, that kind of thing, okay? So number 5, partner with divorce lawyers. I have not done this one myself. My business partner did, and he created a whole system out of it. And but think about it. It absolutely makes sense. They're looking for somebody to move that home for them, and they have to sell. Partner with divorce lawyers. Do whatever you have to do to get in there with that business. And I don't think there's a lack of divorce lawyers out there. So it's, and especially in tougher times, they're probably going to be a little bit busier. So this is a fantastic tidbit out there. And again, we have presentations that we do with the divorce lawyers. And think about this. The business just keeps coming. So it's not like you are going out and pitching, a resale client, one person over and over and over again, right? So number 6, partner with new home builders. Now, this is massive. This is so big. This is one of the things that was absolutely instrumental in exploding our business during the recession, working with builders on doing all their listings, and doing all their listings. Like, these guys have to sell. They have to sell. They got to sell to keep people working, when times are tough, and they got to keep the money going. The beauty is they get it. So they're going to have incentives. They're going to have discounts, and it's a fantastic way to have consistent numbers. So number 7, working with investors. Working with investors. When's the best time to buy? In a down market, obviously. And then so find cash flow properties, properties that make sense if you are going to buy them. What I don't do, I don't look for, and I know some agents do this, they go try to make a business out of selling to people who are looking for fixer-uppers. And you can do this, but the way that I work it, it's much better and much faster. So they go out, they're looking for reno, properties that they can reno. But I think this is more of a one that you're going to be spinning around, looking at neighborhoods, looking at tons of stuff, lowballing the sellers, and so it's a bit of a tough gig. The beauty of it is you do get to resell the home later, hopefully, if you've done a good job with the with that client. But My business with working with investors is just finding new homes and properties that are pre-construction and selling those, and it's twofold. What happens is if the market's down and then it goes up, there's that 1 year to 2 year space of the home being built, and they've only put a deposit down. They're not making mortgage payments, and then maybe it's gone up $20 or $50 or $100,000 during that time. And when they take possession, they may want to flip it, or they may want to rent it. So if the market's still down, then they may want to just rent it. But either way, at some point, they're going to want to flip it again. Investors are the gift that just keeps on giving. They just want to keep buying and buying and buying. Number 8, YouTube videos. So remember what I told you earlier with Facebook and social media, it's gone in 24 hours. YouTube is evergreen. This is just something that continues to be out there. Just like this, you might be watching this one, 6 months after I've put it out. People keep going back to it. So the trouble with YouTube videos is that there's an algorithm. There's things that you need to do to make sure that YouTube video starts to SEO, like has search engine optimization, and people are going to find it out there because there's millions and millions of videos. So there's definitely a knack to this. We have a course on it. It's over, I think it's about $3,000 to do the course. It's fantastic. I took the course myself. It's from some of the people that are on our team. It is fantastic, and it works really well. It's more geared towards you finding anything that you want, like investors or people for farming for certain communities. But the beauty is you're edifying yourself out there. So number 9, TikTok videos. Those ones are going to disappear like Facebook and stuff a little quicker. But we do have an agent in our group that does TikTok. And after a year and a half of doing videos, he's got close to 100,000 followers now. He told me about 6 months ago, he was walking down the street and somebody rolled down the window, big cities in Toronto, and was like, hey, are you Christian? So definitely it's getting out there. Last year he made about 150,000 from people contacting him. This year he's made, I think, from January to about May, he's made about $500,000, and a good chunk of that came from people coming from TikTok. So it's quicker to get out there, videos to get out there. They're shorter videos. YouTube is going to be more evergreen and a little bit longer. So number 10, last one, first-time home buyer seminars by Zoom. My business partner started that one. He started going to restaurants. This was pre-COVID, trying to get people out there. And so it just didn't really work well for the first 3 or 4 months, and he was forced to go to Zoom. And Zoom, it still took another month or so, and then boom, all of a sudden it took off. 1 month, I think 1 month he did a couple of deals, and then the next month he did 16. So first-time home buyer webinars by Zoom. Fantastic, but you also have to market and spend some money in order to get them to that webinar. So that's the only downside of that one. So maybe it's something that you want to do a little bit later when you have enough money. If you're running a team, if you are currently already rocking it, it's really, really a great way to build your business as like another stream of income. So, and I got lots of those. So, moral of the story here, pick 2 or 3 of these and master them. You should be spending 1 or 2 hours a day on education. It should be in your calendar, and just do it until it becomes habitual. So if you want this thing to work, you need to do it. What's the alternative? Be really sad because the real estate market's shitty, or do these things and create a massive business when everybody else has got their head in the sand. So guess how much time the average agent actually spends on education per month? Somewhere between 0 and 3 minutes. Did you get in this to be average? I doubt it. So these are the things that are going to blow you up. Just do it, but do it with intent and do it with purpose and do it with the right educators. So stop listening to the guys at the water cooler or the ones that are all talk and no experience. On that note, do you want to coach? Do we have some team leads out there? Do we have some agents that absolutely killed it in their first or second year? We're looking for real estate coaching partners. Even if you've never done it before, but you feel like you've got something to offer, text my number. It's on the screen. It's right here, or it's right here. And let's set up a time to chat about it. And it doesn't matter if you've been in the business, like I said, 1 year or 10 years. So don't forget to like and subscribe. By the way, watch the next one in this series, number 3 in my series of how to survive a real estate crash. Not only did it get us through the tough market, but we 10 times our business, and it's going to do the same for you. So we'll see you there.